Hey, thanks for joining me. This is Jimmy McMillan of the Rent Too Damn High Party. I want to keep you updated, excuse me, on the problems I'm having in New York City Housing Court. Let me get to the point. First, I was issued an eviction order by Judge Lau. This is the judge who look it up in your on the website for Stuyvesant Town, and they consider racketeers and co-conspirators by the New York State Supreme Court, something to that effect. But look it up and find it for yourself. But anyway, I got an eviction order here from her where she had gave me a 10-day stay from November 4th, and November 14th was a day. But on the very end of this order, they put something here. Respondent Janice McMillan never appeared. An inquiry against respondent Janice McMillan would take place on November 24th. Now, what they wrote an order that went to court, and the landlord, Lisco Holding, ignored that order. This is an order written by the judge to give me a key for Janice, and the landlord refused to give me a key for Janice. And that case number is 95960/2008. Now, they refused to give me a key for her, and so many violations that they committed here. But anyway, I just want to briefly let you know what there is. Now, back to the judge's order. The judge referred to November 27th order she wrote, and in that November 27th order, she talked about past arrears. Now, let me go back to this order that was written by the previous judge. Now, Judge Gary Morton ordered Lisco Holding, who took me to court for $1,500, ordered me to pay $291 out of that $1,500, but he also added that ordered Lisco Holding to start from February through February with a zero balance. And Lisco Holding never did that. As I have the transcript here, which I'll post it up, transcript here, Lisco Holding never issued a zero balance. This is what he did here. He deducted $291, but the court ordered a zero balance. And as you look here, you see the $291, there is no zero balance. In 2011, my lease was up. I live in a rent-stabilized building. The landlord can't refuse to give me a lease. But the landlord went a step further than that with Bohr and Goldstein. I'll explain them on another tape. They refused to accept my rent before the lease expired. 1 month before the lease expired, they sent the rent money back, and I resent it to them with a notarized letter, indicating that my rent was for May, as the top part of the letter here, as for April rent. April rent, they acknowledged they received it by sending the rent back. They sent the rent back with a letter saying, I'm returning check number, as you can see it there, 616, if I'm correct, in the amount of $1,745 and change. Please be advised, we cannot accept your rent. We cannot accept this rent, this check. So, and they signed it. Now, going back to the signature of the check, before we get to that, I got an attorney. They returned June rent too, so I don't have the June check. It got misplaced. So I had the attorney to go by and get a stipulation agreement from the attorney that they would no longer return the rent. And just like they did in Judge Gordon's stipulation that was signed before 2008, they violated that agreement. They returned after we signed the stipulation. They agreed to sign stipulation with a discovery. I consented to a discovery with that agreement of July rent. Here, as you can see, July rent. they returned it with a letter that read the same thing again. The letter that read here, as you can see, enclosed check number so and so, blah blah blah, and it goes on to say, we cannot accept this check at this time. So that's for July, and to continue violating the order, they sent back August. They sent the rent back for August. So sent the rent back for August. It read the same thing. This is the rent for the month of August 2011. August 2011. Let's go hold and send this back with the same indication. We cannot accept. Okay, something like encloses the check number, and when you get down to the bottom end of it, it said that we cannot accept this check, and it was signed by someone else. Now, they had a young lady to fill out an affidavit, a sworn affidavit under the penalty of perjury, that she handled these checks. She handled these checks to the point that these checks, that the months in question was never paid. And in the month she put in question, that was never paid, because Nader Salone said that they were never paid. Both of them signed sworn affidavit. Now I want you to look where my finger is, 10750, 10750. Here, they falsified, let me go over here, they falsified the tenant's ledger. They got 10750, 10750 paid there. Now look at the month they said it was paid. This is supposed to have been when the lease had expired, the fourth month. That's the fourth month. On the fourth month, right there, 401, 412, and 420, whatever the number, 428. They said that 10750 was paid. Right here, that's a falsification of the if you send me my check back, who paid that rent? Now I also want you to look at the tenant's ledger. The tenant's ledger is supposed to start from a zero balance ordered by the court before from February 2009. That balance was never zero. They carried that balance all the way up until where we are today. Because the judge had ordered me to pay on a court order a sum of $18,000. And I told the judge that how can that amount is incorrect. The question is, how can that amount be correct when the judge ordered a zero balance and they never complied with the judge's order? Now, also the judge had written in her order, she said, I failed to comply with pretrial discovery. Now, the pretrial discovery was attached to the stipulation. Now, they violated that stipulation. That means the discovery was invalidated. It became invalidated because they violated the stipulation. But the judge still put here pretrial discovery. Now, let me tell you about the judge real quick. The judge was appointed to the bench by the legal firm of Barr and Goldstein, who screened judges and going to the bench. So all of this is being done out of doing you a favor. You appointed me to the bench. I'm going to give you a win in a trial, and that is what's going on here in this case. Now, judge ordered me to go to the bank and get the remainder of the money, and I already said I pay my rent. I asked her, "Are you ordering me to pay my rent again?" She said, "Go to the bank and get the money." I'll show that to you in a minute because it's on the transcript. But the landlord, Nader Salone, wrote a sworn affidavit that never occurred. This is his sworn affidavit right here. Wrote a sworn affidavit that the event never occurred, that I'm the principal holder, Let's Go Holding, and I'm familiar with the case. The affidavit going to the point, but when you get down to the point, neither the respondent or anyone acting on his behalf. I want to read it to you, Claude. On his behalf, attempted to tender any checks on May 9th. Now, I want you to hold that thought. This is a sworn affidavit here that he signed, indicating he told the truth. Now, I want you to go to the court transcript. The court transcript for May 9th is as follows. On May 9th, the court transcript, on the court transcript, Native Salone was never there. That means he lied. He perjured the court. And on that transcript, on that May 9th transcript, the people who was there, who is going to show you in a minute, I'm fumbling here a little bit, the judge had ordered me, as I'm going to show you this here at the very bottom, the judge had said in her own words on the transcript, this is the audio. The audio was off. The transcriber noted that the audio was turned off, which I noted when I came in, and I get to that in a minute on why I did what I did in the court. Okay, the court on the Mr. McMillan case, Schumann was the attorney, and McMillan. For sure, 4 months were paid. The 4 months she said were paid was the money that I paid them, and they gave it back. But why did she ask for it in her order on past arrears? There is a claim that Mr. McMillan did not, of the remaining amount of the money that were not paid, or strike that. Talking about strike my answer. The landlord did not catch the check. The landlord did not catch the check. Did you see that real good? The landlord did not catch the check. And I'm fumbling here, y'all. Mr. McMillan, since the landlord did not catch the check, what you see on the other page, since the landlord did not catch the check, in the judge's words now, catch a check, here we go. Are you ready? Sir, you know the name of the bank? You know the name of the bank. Go to the bank, get the bank check for that amount. I'll see you this afternoon at 2:30 and have a nice lunch. She implied, gentlemen, have a nice lunch, gentlemen. Now, this is the court transcript. In the order the judge wrote, Judge Lau wrote on the November 4th order that she said the respondent denied an involvement in anything that the court may have unlocked. She said that a lawyer attorney wrote, asked for a rehearing, but she had said there is no new evidence. Now, the judge lied because the new evidence are these checks she gave me back. When I went to the bank and got these checks, she put them in my hand. And this is the new evidence that she made her order and she left something out on her order she signed to evict me from my apartment. Now, there was someone in court. I had them recording everything that went on. I got Judge Lau in a lie. Judge Lau can be heard as plain as day when she told me to bring those checks to her. When I put them in Judge Lau's hand, I did something as an undercover investigator, a private investigator, but I will explain that to you some other time. When I went and took the checks, got the checks from the judge, I handled them very carefully, and I put them in a sealed envelope. There, you can see them right there. These are the checks on May 9th. And why did I do that? Because Judge Lau's fingerprints was all on those checks. When I came into the courtroom and I noticed the audio was off, I tapped my boy and told him to start recording. So he started recording. And I got Judge Lau's voice saying to me, bring it to me, bring the money to me. I don't have the tape on handy right now, but it's on the recorder that's been preserved. I'm prepared to give it to the district attorney or to give it to Justice Department, whoever. I'm not done with them. Don't play with me. Don't mess with me neither. You're messing with me. You hit me, I'm going to hit you back. I don't turn the other cheek. So, but anyway, an eviction order notice, I'm waiting for the marshal to come at my apartment and put the marshal notice on the door and try to remember the judge ordered Lisco Holden to give my wife a key upon the receipt of the money that he ordered me to pay $291. When I paid it, they refused to give me a key for my wife at the time, and they refused to start the zero balance on February of 2009. The same past arrears Judge Lau was asking for, the case has already been heard in court, and Lisco Holden refused to comply with the court's order. We wouldn't be in this mess if he would have complied with the court's order, and if they really, and they're trying to, just because they want me out of this apartment. And remember, they breached the lease. They sent the rent money back, returned my rent money before the lease expired. So all of these things I'm holding them accountable for, and I'm waiting for the marshal to come to put a notice on my door. I thought I heard a knock. I'm waiting. I know it's coming. But when they put a notice on my door, I'll have 6 days to go to the court, get an order to show cause, to get a stay. What do you think? You think I'm going to get evicted? Or you think they're going to throw the case out? They returned, the landlord returned 5 months of my rent. 5 months. 5 months of my rent. I have the checks to prove they returned the rent. And I have the checks to prove they refused to renew my lease. I have the checks to prove they refused to accept my rent the last month of the lease. And I have the check to prove the judge returned 13 months of my rent. That's a total of 18 months. How in the hell am I supposed to be even on the rent when you won't take it? That's all I got to say. I'm Jimmy McMillan, the founder of the Rent is Too Damn High Party. I wanted to keep you all up to date. And remember, when you get court papers, don't try to take matters in your own hand, because a lot of attorneys out there are being paid by the same attorney firm that represent the landlord. You give us a call. I'll go to the rent2damnhigh.org, and I'm going to have a special number there that I want you to call to get the help. No, I'll give it to you now. 718, damn, I forgot the number. My bad. I'd rather post it. I don't want to say it out loud. Let me post it, because I want all y'all to help me, because they're destabilizing apartments in New York City. And this is my job, my work, and what I've been after. I went after this case of Judge Lau and Boren. I didn't know that they were going to take this case, but I got involved and let this case go as it were, and I had no idea that they were falling into my trap. They fell right into it. I got just what I wanted to catch the two that was involved in the Stuyvesant, the Stuyvesant Town fraud case. I caught them red-handed. This is Jimmy McMillan. Have a good holiday, and thanks for listening and watching.